Now, we're going to go back to our top story about the elections in Ukraine because we have been joined by our correspondent Roee Ruttenberg, who's in Kyiv. Hi there, Roee. Good to have you with us. So it looks as if the result is now being confirmed, and although the former Prime Minister, Yulia Tymoshenko, is still in jail, her party seems to have done pretty well and might gain more seats in Parliament. So just update us, if you will, on how her party has performed, what impact it's all going to have on the volatile landscape of politics in Ukraine.
Yes, we've just gotten some of the latest results here from the Central Election Commission, seeing that the ruling Party of Regions, the PR here, has secured some close to 36% of the votes in the proportional representation section. Yulia Tymoshenko's party, again, she is in jail, but her united opposition securing about 22%. We've also seen some positive results for the Communist Party here, securing about 15%. The party that you mentioned, UDAR, which many were expecting to come in second, that's the party of Vitaly Klitschko, the world boxing champion, getting about 12%, and some 8% going to the nationalists here. I should, however, say a few things to qualify those numbers. This is only about 40% of the votes counted so far, and they're coming from heavily, densely populated areas, specifically in the east, big cities, big towns that are quite strong for the ruling Party of Regions. We could see those numbers shift. These are by no means exact numbers of the final results. Those will take days to count. In fact, in these big cities, you have a lot of election workers stationed. It's much easier to count the polling numbers there, a lot of it being done electronically. So we could see some of those figures adjusting. We do expect the ruling Party of Regions to maintain its lead, but we could see additional points coming for UDAR and, of course, for Yulia Tymoshenko's party. This was expected. We expected the entire time that the ruling party would keep its majority. That's coming as no surprise. Even Tymoshenko's party, the United Opposition, knew that they would be coming in second, perhaps third. But what they're hoping to do is gain additional seats. They're hoping to do so via coalitions and to show that they are more empowered, as the acting de facto leader told me yesterday, that they've been empowered by this election, that the people have stated that they're frustrated with the ruling party's handling of the country, and that they want change.
Well, there are obviously going to be changes to those numbers if just 40% has been counted, Roee. Looking ahead with, and I guess this is all speculation, but given the fact that there may be no change to the first and second positions, how is the election likely to change the country, the way it's been governed, and the future politically for Ukraine? What's it likely to be in the next year or so?
Well, the full explanation might take a few hours, so I'll give you the brief version, which is basically not the proportional representation that matters most, but rather the single mandate districts. We have 225 seats where there are individuals running. The opposition has accused the government of using government funds to help support some of those candidates. In exchange, they hope that after those candidates are elected, they'll side with the ruling party. That's where we see some type of shift. Now, the accusations against the United Opposition is that aside from Yulia Tymoshenko, they don't really have any strong personalities. We've seen them running their slates in the proportional representation part of the election, but not really putting up strong personalities in those single mandate districts. I spoke to one Ukrainian political expert yesterday who told me that if the United Opposition were able to harvest some strong personalities that they could put in those elections, they could pick up 25 or 30 more seats, but they know those are tough races, especially in the face of a strong government, especially in the face of a strong ruling party. Now, they were threatened that the entire system would be changed to a single mandate district. That's the exact opposite of what it was in the last election, when the entire system was proportional representation, and what we have as a result is something in the middle. So the United Opposition was really putting down its chips that they would grow in the proportional representation part of the parliament, that they might be able to convince, if not now, but at least in the future, some of these single mandate deputies to join them. All this could change, of course, if Yulia Tymoshenko is released from prison. She's serving a 7-year jail sentence. She was sentenced 1 year ago this month, but the European Court on Human Rights is reviewing her case, and its decision could force the Ukrainian government to release her. If she is released, and if she rejoins in her position, obviously, with the United Opposition as the head of that party, she has a very strong personality here. She's very much liked. That could encourage some of those single mandate deputies to switch over. They don't have to maintain their allegiance. They could change basically from day to day, and it could, over the course of the next 3 years, change their allegiance. And what we'll really be looking forward to is 2015, when the presidential vote is up, the powerful presidential position, something that Tymoshenko has her eye on, something that Yanukovych, the president here, is keen on keeping.
All right, Roee, many thanks indeed for condensing that for us, and certainly the Tymoshenko factor is very much in the future of the political landscape in Ukraine. That's Roee Ruttenberg reporting to us from Kyiv.